All right, so welcome to Walker Talk, episode 1, kind of the premiere of this Walking Dead talk show that I'm going to be doing here on the channel. So today I'm joined by Shane St. Laurent,
Hey.
and so we've been talking Walking Dead and all types of shows together for a while, I guess. So yeah, it's great to discuss with you here. About all things Walking Dead, and that's kind of what this show is going to be. Hopefully weekly, episodes. Talking about Walking Dead and hopefully recent news, and especially when the show starts up again. Hopefully we'll talk about like episodes and reviews, maybe even.
Yeah.
So that'll definitely start up now, but just kind of in the mid-season, we'll talk about some stuff, starting with the future of the Walking Dead universe, which is some exciting, especially right now with the movies, with Rick Grimes, of course, and all types of other stuff. So, so I guess that's where we'll just start off with here. Oh, and also our Twitters are listed in the bar as well. But anyways. Let's start off with this, the future of the Walking Dead universe. So first, I guess, the Rick Grimes movies. What do you think of those, and what do you think we'll see in maybe the first movie?
I'm not sure what we're going to see, but I am excited for them because I love Andrew Lincoln. But my one thing is, when he, wakes up and gets healed, wouldn't you think he'd want to go back to Alexandria to see, Judith and Michonne? Are they going to, come up with some reason why he can't go back?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, well, and a lot of people are saying now, right, with 6 years passing, it's like there's got to be some reason why he would not go back to Michonne.
That's
right?
true.
So, yeah, I don't know, but I'm sure that we'll get some sort of explanation. And they're also talking about maybe the movies may even not be even based in the U.S.,
That's
right?
true.
So, so maybe that's the reason. But no, that's a good point too.
Yeah.
And do you have confidence in Scott Gimple though?
Is he directing the shows or the movies or?
I think he's right. Well, he's at least writing the first one, I think. But yeah.
I'm all right with him writing as long as he doesn't direct or anything like that. I think if they get a solid director, they can pull it off.
Yeah, I'd like to see Greg Nicotero try to direct it, but
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
directing a TV episode is different than a movie, of course, but
yeah, I mean, Zack Snyder's probably too highbrow for it, but he directed a great remake of Dawn of the Dead, so I mean, he can do zombies.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, they could really find a pretty good director, to be honest.
Yeah, and I mean, he's not doing any Superman movies anytime soon, so he's free.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah. No, yeah, I just think there's a lot of possibilities with it. I mean, with Rick, and then also, Jadis being in there. And I'm sure we'll get a bunch of new characters, too.
Oh, yeah.
With that whole thing. And what do you think the chances are that they make that the Commonwealth storyline?
I think that'd be interesting because that'd be a way to possibly continue Maggie's storyline, and she could be the one character that he does recognize outside of Jadis. So he doesn't really know Jadis, but him and Maggie are like brother and sister basically. So
yeah,
if she's in there as well, that could be very, very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's interesting too. Well, and they said she's with Georgie now, right?
Yeah.
In the show, so, wow, yeah. And
yeah, that'd be interesting.
And it's interesting too, because I don't think she'll be back for season 9, right?
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't believe so.
Yeah, so I think maybe you see her in season 10?
Yeah, if her show doesn't do as well as they're hoping,
yeah,
I can see her coming back.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Which, I don't know when that show's premiering. If it's in January in the mid-season, I haven't heard of any trailers or any promotional material of any kind coming out, so I don't know.
Yeah, there was a trailer made for the pilot, I think, but that was way back, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about the show, so.
That's true. And Scott Foley is in it, too.
Yeah.
And I saw him in Scandal.
Yeah,
Um,
I first saw him in Scream 3 in like 2002. So
yeah, yeah, I really like him. So, yeah, we'll see how
yeah.
that does. And I
Do you
mean,
think?
yeah,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say. I mean, if that show actually does take off, how often is Lauren Cohen going to be able to be in the show? Um,
Yeah, possibly just for
but
like the mid-season and season finales, maybe something like that.
maybe, yeah, yeah.
Could if the movies do take place overseas, could you possibly see them spinning that off into like an overseas Walking Dead show just without Rick Grimes?
I, I could definitely see. I think they're like really like everything is a possibility at this time. I think for them, and especially if the movies can kind of be like a bridge from the original series with Rick to like the next series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I don't know, but again, you'd have to give us some really likable
Hmm.
characters in the movies, um, if they were to carry on as the next group in
Yeah.
that show. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because I think they do need to hit us with something big soonish because season nine's fantastic. I think it is like an adrenaline shot the show needed, but I
hmm,
still can't see it going like 20 seasons or whatever. I think it will end in like the next 5 years probably, especially if the ratings keep slipping. So they need something new
yeah,
and big to keep it going.
yeah, yep. Yeah, I agree. Well, I guess we'll touch on season 9 a little bit later too, with like Jesus and all that, and Rick, I
Mhm.
guess. But yeah, and what would you say the future of Fear? Are you caught up with Fear the Walking Dead?
I saw the first 2 seasons.
Oh,
I
okay.
really liked the first season, but the second season, I don't. I think they made it like more episodes. I think, and I just don't think it landed as well after the spoilers for a show 3 years old now.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of lost its touch when they got off the ship, and then after that, I just kind of lost interest and quit watching. But I do want to catch back up since it's like where The Walking Dead was now. I do want to catch up.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think I've finished season 1, I think, and then I've heard so much though about like season 4 and season
Hmm.
3 and all this stuff that's been going on too.
Yeah,
Um, and
I mean
like yeah, sorry.
my main draw is I want to see what Morgan's up to nowadays. That's what's basically pulling me in.
Yeah, well, I think yeah. I mean, that's pretty much because I mean in season 4 they basically scrapped the show and like did
Yeah.
like kind of a reboot,
Hmm.
with Morgan crossing over and all that. So I don't know. I mean, all the stuff I've heard from it, I don't know if they're gonna, because they are doing season 5
Hmm.
now, but I don't know if they're gonna go farther than that with season
Yeah.
6.
I will say I do
Well,
love the cast of Fear the Walking Dead. The guy that plays the son and daughter are great. The mom's great. I do like the cast a lot.
that's true. Yeah. Alicia Debin, is it Debham Curry or
Yeah,
De-
something like that.
Devin
Yeah.
Curry? Yeah, she's great, and
Yeah.
I would really like to see her. Um, what's her character's name?
Is that
Well,
the mom on the show or?
no, that's the one of the daughters, Nick's sister, I
Oh
believe,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, I'm forgetting her name, but yeah, it would be
Yeah.
great to see her. If Fear the Walking Dead were to end, I think she is such a great character, and I think to see her in even the original series or another spin-off or something like that
Hmm.
would be great. And like you said, I mean, well, I don't know. I don't want to get this spoiled. I don't want to ruin it for you, but have you heard about like some of the recent deaths or whatever? Or
Yeah, I know like everything that happens. I just haven't
okay,
watched.
okay, yeah. So Nick is is not really around anymore, but
Yeah, sadly.
yeah, yeah, and Madison too.
Yeah.
Madison was like she would have been such a great character for The Walking Dead.
Do you remember when they announced the crossover and people were thinking that I think it was Madison was going to be like Rick's sister? That was a big rumor going around.
Oh no, I heard the whole thing with them being the Whispers, with Madison
Mm,
being Alpha and stuff
that
like
would have been
that.
cool. That would have been
Yeah,
really cool. I didn't hear that one.
yeah. But no, I didn't hear the Rick sister thing. Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, that would have been cool too. But
Hmm.
um, yeah, I don't know. Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know. I
Yeah.
really felt like the whole purpose of it was to kind of fill in the gap where Rick was in his coma, essentially.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I guess he's kind of in a pseudo coma right now, so they're gonna fill in again, I guess.
that's true, yeah. And that's what I really liked about season one. But now, especially with season four, they basically now catch up to the Walking Dead original series.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't know. And then you do the Morgan crossover. I just feel like it's more of a parallel series than a spin off.
Yeah, it's
Um,
true.
I don't know. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they're the group that caused all of the stuff in between the big break, the 6 year gap? What if they like destroyed Oceanside and put the marks on
Damn.
Daryl and Michonne?
That's, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about too. But yeah,
That would be crazy.
that would be, yeah, that would
Like
be insane.
that's what season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead's about.
Wow. And you know what? That could actually be possible too.
Yeah, they're at the right timeline. So
Yeah. Wow. That's actually pretty crazy.
if that happens, they better give me a check.
Yeah, exactly. Say that you came up with it, yeah. Yeah. Scott Gimple, he's probably been thinking about it for years.
Oh, probably. I would love to see that guy's office and just see what like all the different projects he's planning out right now for this franchise.
Oh yeah, yeah, that would be crazy. So the next thing is a Negan kind of backstory, or like what would you like to see a Negan backstory, and how would you like to see that kind of play out?
I would very much like it because in the comics, like there's the main comic, and then they did this like 90-page one-off of Negan's backstory, and it was fantastic. So if they can just take that, put it on the screen, I would love it.
Yeah, it's here's Negan, right, in the comics.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think, like, I haven't read the Here's Negan comic book, but I think it'd be crazy good. And I was waiting for that in season 7 or 8 to see like a flashback episode, or like literally any flashback pretty much.
Yeah.
But I think now is a better time than ever, because now he's not like the villain, right? He's, well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's, a good guy or a protagonist, but at least fans are kind of warming up to him a little bit, or understand him more.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, a flashback episode, or there's talks about him doing a movie too, like another kind of.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking that they might do like the flashback episode when he was locked up, but now I guess that's not going to happen.
yeah, he's out. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, there's so many possibilities even with just Negan too.
Yeah.
Well, I'd really like to see though the whole part. Maybe this would play out in a movie, but the whole part with him and Simon, right, and how that happened, because I think, or at least like this is my understanding, is that Simon was the original leader of the Saviors, and then Negan kind of came along and took it from him, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they teased and set up in this show, but then they just never really did anything with it.
Yeah, exactly. And I just love to see like how that happened, how it played out. And Stephen Ogg, like, it'd be great to see him.
Yeah, he's great. This Westworld, Grand Theft Auto.
Yep. Yeah, Westworld. He's awesome in that as well.
I wonder if they were planning on doing something with that, but then everyone was complaining that the Negan storyline was taking too long, so they rushed it, got it out of there, and then did what's great, the show right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, Simon Negan, and then we could also see. I guess we'll talk about this too with Dwight's return and stuff, but we could also maybe see a movie or a web series or something like with him, right?
Yeah.
In this time skip, because he's been gone.
Yeah, and they said they wanted to do like the 6-episode miniseries and stuff on AMC, so he could get one of those even.
Yeah, like, wouldn't that be awesome though? Like a Negan one, a Dwight one.
That'd be great.
To see, like, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I think there's just a lot of potential there. And like they said like a decade, right? If they want to.
Yeah, they have like a decade of content planned for The Walking Dead.
That's crazy. I'm waiting to hear about it.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna plan like some big thing for Comic-Con in 2019.
Ooh.
And just slap down a huge slate of 10 years of content.
That would be crazy. Probably.
Marvel style.
I mean, they laid down like Rick leaving on us this Comic-Con, so
Yeah.
uh, yeah, you expect something big. Hopefully not another big character leaving or something.
Yeah. This year's Daryl's leaving The Walking Dead.
Exactly, yeah, Norman Reedus, yeah. I think he no, I think he just recently signed a 3-year contract or something.
Yeah.
With
I
the
think
show,
he's a
so.
lifer. I think he has too much fun.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I mean he doesn't. I mean, did he have much of like a kind of prominent career before The Walking Dead?
Not really. The only thing I
Not
could
really, yeah.
honestly tell you I've seen him in other than Walking Dead is Boondock Saints.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, because Andrew Lincoln, I mean, he had like a little bit of a past. Like he was in Love Actually,
Yeah.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually a really funny guy, by the way.
Yeah,
When
he
he's
is.
like, yeah, when he's like interviews and stuff.
I remember like 3 or 4 years ago watching the Talking Dead interview with him, and I didn't know he was like from overseas, and he talked, and I was like, what?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's great. That actually happens to me so much with
Mhm.
shows I watch. It's like,
Especially this
what?
show.
That's true. Yeah, with like all
Like
the
3/4 of the cast has to be from overseas somewhere.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, one of the biggest surprises to me was the Jadis, Pauline McIntosh or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was because the way she talks in the show is like, well, it's not really even English when she was with the Junkyard Group or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting stuff too. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess that's pretty much it then for the future of the Walking Dead universe. But yeah, just a lot of potential. Is there anything else that you really want to see?
Um, I'm sure we might talk about this a little bit more later, but I hope we see more of Judith because I
Ooh,
thought she did great in that episode when we first got the time jump, but we haven't seen her
yes.
since, and I thought she was going to be like the focal point of the show now.
I completely agree. Like,
Like,
yeah,
what
I
happened to her?
100%. Yeah, no, and I saw her like because the whole way they did that episode too. Rick leaves in that helicopter. The
Hmm.
very next scene is Judith,
Yeah.
right? And so I thought that was kind of a passing of the torch,
Hmm.
kind of thing. And Judith was gonna be our star. I mean, she's still like I think what 10 years old or 9 years
Yeah,
old or
9 or 10,
something.
somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
But I thought she was at least gonna be like pretty prominent in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we have barely seen her, or have we? No, I don't think we have seen her
Yeah,
since
we have
episode
not
6.
seen her since her
Yeah.
first episode.
So like, yeah, no, I completely agree with that. That would be something for sure to. And I don't know. I mean, that's tough because she is a child that I thought she was pretty good though,
Yeah,
acting
she's
wise.
really good. She was good in Star
Yeah.
Wars, and she's good in The Walking
Mm.
Dead, so
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, I would like to see more of her as well. But yeah. All right. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. I don't know. We may have talked about this, but what are your thoughts with Rick's exit from the show? And what did you think of that episode as well?
I loved the episode. I saw a bunch of people like that were mad that because they were
Yeah.
like they told us that Rick was dying. They did another fake out.
Yep.
But I don't ever remember anyone saying Rick's dying. They just said he's leaving the show. So I do like the way that they did it because I love Andrew Lincoln, so I obviously want to keep seeing him as Rick Grimes, and I'm glad we're going to get to see that on an even bigger scale with a bigger story and bigger budget.
Yep. I totally agree. Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, and it seems like like all these people came out and were like, AMC pulled another dumpster,
Yeah,
another dumpster death, and I was like, the only thing they ever said was it's Rick's final episode, right? They never said it was that he was gonna die or anything, or at least I didn't hear anything like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. And to me, I think that episode is again, I just did a rewatch like last year of the whole series. But I have to watch some of the episodes again, but I think it may be up there with the best episodes of the series.
Oh, I definitely agree. I think it was very good, and I thought he was dead. And that before they came back from commercial, I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's probably the best way for him to go out, I guess. But
Yep, and they screwed us too because they that was like literally because it's like 9 p.m. Eastern time, and so then it went till 10, and that was like
Yeah.
exactly at like the 9:59 mark, but then the episode was actually like extended, right, and then it came back. Yeah, that was like I went into it. I didn't think that he was gonna die, but I was probably like 60 that he was gonna survive, 40% that he was gonna die, and at that point I'm like, oh, I might be wrong. Like I thought the same thing. I'm like, it's not looking good.
Well, I thought he was gonna die when he like fell on that rhubarb from the horse, and that like seeing Herschel and all them was just like his last moments as he's getting ripped apart. But they kept him going, so I was glad they didn't go with my theory because that would have kind of made me mad.
Yeah. Yeah, and going back, I mean, like originally, I think after episode 4, like when I saw him falling on the rebar scene, I think at that point I said, I knew that it probably wasn't going to be, but I really wanted episode 5 to just be Rick, like just the hallucinations and all that. But I actually liked the way they did it, with the other stuff too, like the Maggie and Negan part. That was great, and the way they built that whole thing up to that. I mean. It was great there too. So, yeah, I mean, love the episode. So like that was maybe next to the season 7 premiere. I would say that's the most kind of suspenseful, like intense episode.
Yeah. The only negative thing I could say is I didn't really get why he saw Sasha. I never felt like Rick and Sasha were all that close.
Yep.
I thought maybe it'd be better if he like saw Andrea or the other old man, not Herschel, but
Dale.
the old man before Herschel. Dale.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
Yep. Yeah. I would have liked to see. And I think I did read into that a little bit more. I think it was just like that they couldn't get like those actors back or something like that.
Just who they could grab,
Yeah. But which is unfortunate, and I would even like to see it like Carl, like imagine how like big that would have been.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, that would have been like maybe even too far, but Carl.
Why didn't we get T-Dog?
True.
T-Dog gets no justice.
Yeah, I love that though, because he still goes to all like the conventions and stuff. Yeah, he's good. But yeah, no, I agree there as well. I think, I mean, Sasha's part was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I just didn't really understand why she was there.
Yeah. And the stuff, I mean, the scene was cool, like with all the bodies. I think that was from the comic books, right?
I like that you could see Jesus in the pile, kind of foreshadowing his death.
Yep, yeah, at the top there, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't even notice that until...
I didn't either, until someone pointed it out to me.
Yep, same here, yeah. Someone pointed out, and they're like, oh, I saw Jesus at the beginning. I'm like, oh. Like, so I rewatched it, and I'm like, yep. And I already thought, I mean, like, just from, I would say episode 7... I was, like, really suspect that Jesus was going to die. Because, like, that scene and just, like, all the stuff kind of building up to it. But I guess then that takes us to the next topic here, which is what were your thoughts on Jesus and the way he went out, and I guess the whole way they introduced the Whisperers as well?
I love the way they introduced the Whisperers because I feel since Negan killed Abraham and Glenn, every time a big bad comes in, you almost have to see them kill a big character.
Yeah.
I was kind of bummed it was Jesus. I would have been fine if they killed Rosita and Eugene. But Tom Payne wanted out, and I can understand why they never used that character properly. So if they were going to continue using him the way they were using him, I'm kind of glad he's gone, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think I did, like, kind of I talked about that as well. And I totally understand that too, which is unfortunate, and but anyways, I think it was good. I think you're right. I think Negan's whole thing set a precedent. I don't think they could introduce a villain now in the series without killing someone major. Maybe not as, big as that, but I mean, it was... like you said, I would have liked to see a different character go. I think a lot of comic book readers were kind of pissed off.
Jesus is cool. He's the Batman of The Walking Dead in the comic books.
Yeah. So, and I know that he is, obviously, quite a lot better, quite a lot more used in the comics. But yeah, no, I mean, I have to say, like, I kind of saw it coming. So for me, it wasn't as bad, but I just loved, I mean, I don't know if there's a, like, more badass kind of death
Yeah.
To like maybe Abraham saying hey, suck my nuts or something, Negan.
Yeah, Abraham's is pretty good.
Yeah. But I mean, that's crazy. Like he swings for the walker and the walker dodges it. That was a
Yeah, it was
crazy.
very well choreographed too.
Yeah. Yeah, and with the fog and everything and the way it looked. Yeah, it was great. But yeah, I mean, I think that is the kind of one redeeming thing is that his death was pretty good. Although the character was pretty much just wasted, honestly.
Yeah.
Throughout season 7 and 8. I think season 6 when he first got introduced, I think that was okay, especially like when he took them to the hilltop then and all that.
Yeah.
But then after that, yeah, his character just kind of faded.
Yeah, and I remember saying last year, I was like, "Where's Jesus? Why isn't he like fist fighting Negan and stuff?" Like,
Yeah. Yeah, literally, yeah. I think a lot of people. Well, he was too busy fist fighting Morgan.
yeah, which
Yeah,
made no sense.
yeah, yeah. And I still don't understand that whole thing. Where Morgan and Jesus are going back and forth, and then in the finale of season 8, Morgan just like suddenly, totally flips. And he doesn't kill the savior, and then he just goes off. Like it just seemed way too convenient.
Yeah.
For like
I truly think they just didn't know what they were doing last year.
honestly, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the one episode though, the key with Rick and Negan,
Yeah.
kind of fighting it out. That was I really like that episode. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, I liked like the last 3 episodes of last year when they actually went to war, but other than that, it was just like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. Well, and I think the whole problem with that was like the comic books with the whole what they have like March to War, and like they had a bunch of stuff leading up to it, right?
Yeah.
But in the TV show it didn't work really. It just like I don't know.
Yeah, it just felt like filler watching it on screen.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I think all of season 7 felt like filler, to be honest. I mean,
Very much, yeah.
yeah, I mean the premiere was good and the finale was good.
Yeah.
But like everything else in
Everything in
between,
between.
yeah, it was all just filler getting to that finale, and then of course getting to season 8 then. And what was the season 8 premiere? Trying to think. Because I know episode 2 was like the Damned where they took over, and then Morales came back.
Yeah.
What was that season 8? Oh, it's is it Mercy? Is it called? Or
I
something.
think so. That does ring a bell, yeah.
Where Rick gives kind of like that speech on the pickup truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I think that was kind of the start. But then again, I think we got filler up till the mid-season finale and then to the finale. So yeah. So I guess that brings us to the next thing then is season 9. So what do you think of season 9 so far?
I think season 9 has been fantastic so far. I think if the season keeps going and it keeps the quality to the same level as it is right now, I think it very well could become my favorite season of the show.
Wow.
I think it's the only thing I don't like so far is I haven't really liked Michonne since Rick left the show. I'm not sure if she's working for me.
Okay. Yeah, but I think that has a lot to do with this scars thing.
I think once we get the explanation, I'll understand more. But right now, it's just like, why are you being such a bitch all the time?
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. Yeah, she has changed a lot since Rick. Yeah, that's true, and probably for the worse.
The first time jump episode, am I the only one that completely forgot they teased her being pregnant? So when that little kid ran up to her, I was like, whose kid is that?
I'm still pissed off about that. Like, how do you have Rick's kid in it for like 2 frames of the episode?
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Not talk about it again. Like, what? And then she has another kid too, I think. Right?
Yeah. I mean, at least this kid we know is Rick's kid.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, we didn't know for sure. Well, they stretched that out for like what 7 years or something.
Something like that.
Because
Yeah.
I think Rick finally confirmed in season 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, Michonne has been interesting. I think season 9, I think looking back at this first half, it's really two halves, right? It's like that whole lead up to Rick's final episode, and then
Yeah.
the last 3 are just kind of individual. I think it's
Hmm.
totally separate with the time skip separating as well, and that's,
Yeah, it's a whole new show now.
again, I still don't understand why they did that. Maybe it would have been a little bit more drawn out, but why wasn't Rick's final episode the mid season finale? Like, wouldn't that have worked a lot better?
Yeah, I think it probably would have
But
worked better if they didn't announce when his last episode would be, because
yeah.
people were probably thinking it was going to be the mid-season finale. So if it happened in episode 5, it would have been shocking and people wouldn't have seen it coming.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I think his whole thing was like that he was only signed on for 5 episodes.
Yeah.
But okay, well then just don't have him in, 2 or 3 of the
Yeah, that's what I
of
thought. He
episodes.
wasn't going to be in a couple of episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that would have worked. I mean, the one episode, or no, am I thinking of the after one? No, I think it was the one episode. Was it episode 2 or 3 that Rick, he wasn't in it that much. And I thought you could have had that episode without him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, no, I think season episode 6, I didn't love it. Like with Magna's group and all that. And
Okay. Yeah.
maybe you can touch on this too with the comics and Magna coming in as well. I just think they're kind of overblowing that whole thing right now. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't say those characters have a very bright future. Some more so
Okay.
than others.
Okay. Okay.
I don't really like the mute, the deaf girl yet. I'm not sure I'm sold on her character yet. She hasn't like done anything that's really sparked my interest yet. I love Magna. I can't remember the other girl's name now.
Um. Yeah, it's
Mm.
Ah,
Yeah, I can't
what's her
remember,
name?
but
The
I
one with
also
the bow
like,
and arrow. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like her, Yukio or something like that. I
Yes.
think her
Yeah.
name.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I like Dan Fogelman's character, although I can't tell you his name.
He's good.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna see a lot more of those characters. But I feel like they are kind of over pushing them right now.
Yeah, I think I got the, like in episode 6 when they first introduced them, I got the whole thing about, letting in people from the outside that they didn't know. Like, and I just think they pushed it a little too far. And maybe that also adds to what you were saying about Michonne, about how, like, she's kind of acted like a bitch.
Yeah.
Because they're really just dragging that thing out and making Michonne even worse. Like, they dragged
Yeah.
that trip to the hilltop out to 2 episodes. With Magna and Michonne and Sadiq and all them.
And Rick was always pretty like chill with letting new people in, and Michonne was like automatically, no, they're not coming.
Yep, for sure. And I mean, of course, like we said, I think we'll get an explanation as to why. And also, have you seen the trailer for the mid-season?
I think I saw it like when it first came out, but I don't remember a lot of it.
Okay, but yeah, in one of the just like I think for 2 seconds, we see Michonne with her old hair. And
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's kind of like swinging her katana. So I think that is from what we're gonna see with about the scars and all that stuff. So hopefully, I'm hoping though that we see that like episode 9 or 10.
Yeah, I hope it's like real soon.
Yeah, because I think I think I really want that explanation.
Yeah.
And
I
yeah,
guess
so
I guess one more thing I don't like about season 9 is how they got rid of Maggie. I did not know that was her last episode before I saw an article saying it was.
and you know what? Like going into season 9, I heard everywhere that she was in 6 episodes.
So did I.
So I still don't understand if she is gonna come back for an episode in the second half.
Yeah. Were they just like
I don't know.
I guess she's gone now.
Yeah, that's true. Like, and the whole way that she went out, and like, and that whole thing with Jesus saying, oh, she was with Georgie, it just seemed way too subtle. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just unfortunate. I think
Yeah.
honestly, maybe it was because of the timing. Like, maybe they just ran out of time, and she's like, well, I gotta film this other show.
Yeah.
And they're
Maybe.
like,
I don't know.
all right, see you later. But that's another thing. Like, I would think I'm not sure if it's AMC or I guess the showrunner Angela Kang maybe. Like, if you're Angela Kang, wouldn't you be kind of mad at Lauren Cohan for for doing for just signing onto this pilot.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. But I guess that
I
was
don't
kind
know what her
of
contracts are. I don't know.
yeah, that's true. Um, but yeah, so that's interesting stuff too. Yeah, the way that Maggie went out, for sure. Yeah, and the whole thing with this, uh, also was it episode 6 or was it episode 7? I forget. Where Carol goes and burns the saviors alive.
I think that was 7. Yeah.
That scene, yeah. Look, that is something I didn't understand at all. Like
Yeah.
after
I think.
watching that episode, I still thought it was I thought it was just a dream sequence thing, but apparently it was real.
I think it was them showing that, like, even though Carol's like Mom Carol again, that she's still like crazy and she'll kill you if you step on her.
I guess so, yeah. I don't
I
know.
mean,
Yeah.
doesn't get any crazier than look at the flowers, but she's still kind of out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So but kind of a nitpicking thing, like just one scene, but yeah, I mean there was I think overall the best thing about season 9 so far is that Angela Kang has done such a good job at kind of, setting out a theme of the show again. With the types of stuff that we haven't seen some of this stuff since season 1 of The Walking Dead,
Yeah.
right? And like the Daryl and Rick, some of the scenes between them, those were great. And yeah, so I think she's doing a great job with Scott Gimple, like having him the last 4 years with the show. I just felt like he never really did that.
Yeah. I thought this
So
first season was pretty good. I think he just kind of lost interest after that.
yeah, yeah, honestly. Well, I think with season 8 too, they probably already had him kind of in the works for these movies and all this other stuff.
Yeah, he was probably
So
split in so many different directions. Yeah.
so yeah, that's hard to say too. And that whole thing with Carl. Oh, wouldn't he be nice now to have in the series? But
That'd be fantastic. I mean, I wonder if they knew Rick was leaving when they decided to do that, and if they didn't,
yeah,
if they did, why would they still do it?
I honestly I don't. Well, I think they did though because or no, maybe not because I heard that they were talking about Andrew Lincoln leaving at the end of season 8 in the finale. Like the finale of season 8 was going to be his last episode or something.
Yeah, I did hear something about that. So yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
maybe they did know. I don't know. But yeah, that's tough. And imagine that. Like I can't imagine that. Like Rick dies in the season finale and Negan lives. Like
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
that would have been insane. But I still think it's really ironic if you look at the way when Negan was introduced and now Rick is gone and Negan's spending time with his daughter. It's just really weird how everything has worked out. But
Yeah.
and that scene was great too. I really
Yeah.
liked it with Negan and Judith. But
Yeah.
yeah, so. Anyways, all right. So, yeah, that's pretty much all of season 9 talk there. Okay, so now Dwight's return to the original series. So I'm just gonna quickly read off maybe some of this. The comicbook.com article that was posted I think a couple days ago, and so so of course Austin Emilio was at this panel for I believe Walker Stalker. Con. So anyway, so he basically confirmed Dwight's fate, and he said he's alive. That's all I can say. He's alive. He's alive in the world somewhere. So that's what he basically said. And then he said there's so many different ways you can go with him. So, do you think he'll return in season 9? And kind of how do you think he's going to return to the show?
I could see him probably returning. I like the actor.
Yeah.
But how did he leave the show? I can't even remember how he left the show.
I think it was Daryl took him out to the forest bit. It was a really quick scene at the end of season 8 finale where he took Dwight out to the forest and he basically said if you ever come back I'm gonna kill you, and then I think Dwight just drove away, which I'm still kind of pissed about. I'm kind of pissed at Daryl for doing that after all the things that Dwight did for them.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So,
I mean, I don't see this happening. But what if like Dwight saw the Saviors leave the compound and he was staying there, and now Negan just rolled back into town?
Oh yeah, that's what some people are talking about. Yeah.
That'd be that'd be
Yep.
something. That'd be a little. I
Yep.
don't think I could see Dwight getting out of there.
Oh, that would be amazing. But like, I would hate to see that though. Like Dwight
Yeah.
comes back for an episode and then Negan just kills him
Well,
or
they did that
something.
with Miguel last season. He came back for an episode and he got killed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they brought him
Or,
back. Not like it's like a scene, and then
yeah.
he died. Yeah,
Or
yeah,
or
that's
maybe
true.
Dwight's just off with Heath somewhere.
That's true. Yeah, some people were saying we could maybe see him in the movies. Uh,
That's true. Maybe he's
of
at the
X-Force.
compound.
Yep, yep. So that's. I mean, yeah. I don't know. What would you put the chance? Do you think it's a higher chance to return in season 9 or season 10?
Probably season 10. I think they're gonna focus in on the Whisperers a lot for the rest of season 9.
And maybe yeah, like how much of a part would you say Dwight plays in the Whisperer War in the comics?
He doesn't have a huge role, to be honest.
Okay.
He's never been like a huge character in the comics.
Okay. When especially with Daryl in the TV show, right? It's like he can't really ever, kind of become a series regular or like a main character because
Yeah.
of Daryl,
Hmm.
which is interesting too. But, anyways, yeah. Okay, so I would say yeah, I think it's more likely for season 10 too. I'm gonna agree. And then there's the whole thing with Sherry too. I mean, you know, his girlfriend. Do you remember? How did she even leave the show? I don't know. I
I
think
don't think they ever really like touched on any of like the Negan's wives leaving. They just kind of
yeah,
left.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, are we gonna see them together when they return?
Possibly.
Or finding and people were talking about Sherry being alpha or something like that.
That'd be something.
That would be crazy, but I don't think so because they've got a different actress now. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that'll be interesting to see if Dwight does come back. But he says, he's alive. I don't know. I feel like if he said this in the panel, though, that something's going to happen, like, soon. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I could definitely see him, like, coming back at the season finale or something. Like, just they give us, like, a little scene of him
Yeah.
coming back. That'd be kind of cool. And then like we touched on before, maybe we see like you said like a 6-episode miniseries or something
Hmm.
about how he got back. Because that's like a big question. Like where's he been, right? Like
Yeah.
how the hell did he get back? So
I don't know.
yeah, that's interesting. And I mean, how is Daryl and his relationship gonna be if he comes back? So
Maybe he's one of the Whisperers. Who knows?
oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point too.
What if his revenge on Daryl was him being the one that killed Jesus? But I guess they unmasked him, so that doesn't work.
That would have been crazy if that
Yeah.
happened. Wow. I mean, yeah, that would have been crazy, but unfortunately, yeah, you can't have that. But yeah, that would have been cool to see someone like that we knew at least be the
Yeah.
killer. But then again, it'd kind of be like a Morales thing, right? Like he comes back
Yeah.
for a scene and then he's just dead.
Mhm.
But yeah, and that's interesting too. Like, what kind of do you think Daryl is going to take Rick's role from the comics in the Whisperer War? Then
It does seem like they're leaning that way. Either him or possibly Aaron, because at this point in the comics, Rick has his fake hand thing, and now Aaron has it. So one of those two probably.
okay, yeah, I kind of lean towards Daryl, but I know like Rick doesn't have a huge part in it, right?
Yeah, in the comics, it's actually more of a Negan storyline, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
And I wonder if they'll go that way in the show. That'll be interesting to see.
Well, in the comics, he actually stays locked up. Like he sees the doors unlocked, and then he like shuts it and sits down to show them that he's like better now. But in the show, he left. So I don't know.
Yeah, to see him stay, I don't know. I just loved like seeing him walk out. But
Yeah, I did too. It felt good.
okay, so let's talk. We've touched on this a little bit before yet, but maybe Michonne and Daryl's scars, of course, and kind of what happened in that time skip. you mentioned the fear thing. Like, what would you say is kind of your theory on that? What do you think happened?
I don't know. I think they are leaning more towards it being something to do with Oceanside, but I don't know if it was them that gave them the scars because they like Daryl like let them do their thing. Like Daryl was on their side,
Yeah, that's
so I don't
true.
know if they would do that to Daryl, maybe Michonne, but
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure who it was, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. I think Oceanside is definitely involved because there's
Hmm.
got to be a reason why we haven't seen them since the time skip,
Yeah,
right?
not even mentioned. They haven't even
No,
been mentioned.
not even. So because we saw the kingdom, we saw the
Hmm.
hilltop, and like
Hmm.
significant time spent at all of these, and
Yeah.
Alexandria, and Oceanside. Like no mention of them, like you said. We haven't seen them, and like we haven't even seen a character. We haven't seen Cindy
Yeah.
or anything, which is kind of
I
surprising because I'd
yeah.
figure. Sorry, yeah.
I honestly think everyone at the Oceanside is dead. I don't know for what, but I think they're gone.
Yep, I agree. I think that's true. It's kind of sad to see Cindy go. I kind of liked her character.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think they are gone. But yeah, I agree with you too because Daryl did kind of walk away from them.
Hmm.
I could totally see them doing to Michonne though, because
Yeah.
Michonne was kind of always against what they were doing with the Saviors.
Hmm.
But now she's kind of not. I mean, now she's kind of on their side after the time skip. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think I think Oceanside's definitely involved, and it would be interesting though if they kind of like have a new group that comes in or something like
Yeah, that'd
that.
be interesting. Yeah.
Like I think in I did kind of a theories video and I said like something like the Wolves kind of group from
Yeah, that'd be
season
interesting.
6. Kind of like a savage groups like that comes in, maybe surprises them,
Yeah.
and then maybe even just executes all of Oceanside, leaves them with scars. I don't know. I mean, like I said, hopefully we'll see it soon.
Yeah,
Um,
I think we will.
yeah, because I think it's like you said, it's such a big thing for Michonne right now.
Hmm.
And I thought it was significant too when Carol and Michonne were talking, which is a great scene by the way, and I think it was episode 8. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
And Carol said, like, I know what happened to you guys. I'm sorry, or something like that. So,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty serious, but we'll have to see. And it's interesting that they've only shown Michonne and Daryl having the scars.
Hmm.
But do you think all the Alexandrians do, or do you think it's just them?
Um, I think Aaron might have one, like the big people in Alexandria, but I don't know if everyone has one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I could see Aaron maybe. Um, Yeah, we'll have to see. Well,
Yeah.
we'll have to see how that plays out with all that stuff. But it's interesting because that's not in the comic books, right? That's kind of
If it is, I don't remember it, so it can't be like some big significant
okay.
storyline.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of something interesting that they're throwing in there. Okay, so that kind of, well, I guess kind of brings us to the second half of season 9. You read the comics and yeah, kind of like I think it's kind of the fair. They're building up to
Hmm.
the fair thing. So how close do you think they'll stick to that with the second half?
They seem to be going in a direction where they can stick pretty close to it. Um, I think they are going to try to stick pretty close to the Whisperer storyline in the comic books. It's already a little different, but it's not very different. Like Carl's not there, obviously Rick's not there, but it seems very similar.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I'm wondering about the I guess spoilers for the comics, but I'm wondering about the whole head on a stake thing
Mm.
that happens, and I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do that on the TV show or not. Um, but
Yeah, I hope the Whisperer storyline ends the same way it does in the book because I love the way it ended in the comics.
okay, and I think they would have to go into season 10, right, with the Whispers.
Oh, definitely. I think the Whisperers will be, if not the season 10 finale, definitely the season
wow.
10 mid-season finale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Saviors have been like since season 6, like even.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's not that far. We're already halfway through season 6 and or 9, and we're just getting to them. So
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so maybe even the end of season 10.
Yeah.
They might be around too. So, yeah, I think the second half of season 9 is going to be interesting. I think it's all. I think it's going to have kind of a different tone though, for sure, than the first half with the
Yeah.
whispers and all that stuff and the horror. Because I don't know. I mean, we saw some walkers and stuff, but I would say the horror from the whispers is definitely going to be different than the first half. But anyways,
Yeah. And I can't wait to see Ryan Hurst, man. I love that guy.
oh yeah, he's been in Sons of Anarchy, right?
Yeah. Bates Motel.
Bates Motel. What is? He was in something else, like a smaller role that
Yeah.
I've seen before.
What is it? It's not Vikings. It's not the 100.
No.
And I can't remember now. He has it on his Twitter. He talks about it all the time.
Yeah, but I've seen him. I haven't seen him in Sons of Anarchy, unfortunately. I gotta watch that.
He's very good as Opie. He has a very
Okay.
sad ending, but he's very good.
Okay.
But
yeah.
The Outsiders, I think his other show's called.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, no, I can't wait to see him either. As Beta, I think, and if you in the trailer too, like him and Daryl are fighting. That looks so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. To see Beta, and then Lydia too is one of the main ones in there. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask. So, what do you think of Henry taking over like kind of Carl's role going forward?
I don't know. I don't know if I've seen enough of the actor. I don't know if he hasn't really captured my attention, and I didn't like this stuff with him and the other kids getting drunk. He kind of seems like season like 4 or 5 Carl, where you're just gonna kind of whine and complain about a lot of stuff.
Yep. No, I agree. I thought that whole thing, that whole storyline with him going with the kids and getting drunk, whatever, that is such just an overused thing, even for The Walking Dead. Like, they're literally just basically repeating the whole Carl thing, especially when he got to Alexandria with Ron and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, they're literally just reusing the same thing. But yeah, no, it's tough because I think I actually like Henry better as a little kid.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, to be honest, than what he is now. And I mean, a lot of people criticize Chandler Riggs' acting, right, a lot, like throughout the show. And I think that's definitely a criticism of Henry, and especially if he's gonna be as big as Carl was in the comics. I don't know. But,
yeah, I think Carl got better as he got older, and I think Henry's getting worse as he gets older.
Yeah, no, seriously, yeah. Yeah, that's tough. And it's like, because they gotta stray far away if they don't give Henry that stuff from Carl.
Yeah,
right?
Well,
in the show.
Yeah, I think Judith is actually going to get like the part with Negan and Carl. I think Judith's going to take that spot, and Henry might get the rest.
Okay.
But I'm still not sold. I want to see Henry getting a big spot on the show.
Yeah, and like with him and Lydia, I think that's the part he's going to get.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Can like Daryl's dog take his place instead or something?
True, Daryl's dog. I have a feeling that he's not going to last that long, but
yeah, I do too. They tend to kill animals off in the show.
The tiger from season 8.
Eva.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But anyways, yeah, we'll have to see what happens with Henry, but I just was not happy with the way that he kind of ended in season 9 there. And like that whole thing with Carol taking him to apprentice as a blacksmith and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like him hitting on Enid like that.
Yeah, that was weird. They saw each other like once 6 years ago.
Yeah, and let's remember too, I mean, Enid looks like she's still, 16 or 17.
Yeah, but she's probably like 23 or 24.
Yeah, in the show she's like 23 or 24, like, which is crazy. And I also wonder too, like, she's one of the only ones that they really didn't change her appearance for the time skip. And I feel like she was like one of the ones who needed a change to their appearance.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that was a weird thing. And now she's with Alden.
Yeah, I like Alden. I hope he gets a bigger role.
Yeah. And what do you think of Gabriel and Rosita?
Man, that's so weird. Gabriel, like, how is he like a huge womanizer all of a sudden?
All of a sudden, yeah. Like first Jadis, now Rosita, like.
Yeah, and like He's
It's
like
weird.
badass. He's going into battle with his like cool hat and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and his glass eye too. That's pretty
Yeah, forgot
badass.
about that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Daryl having a dog?
Oh, I don't know. I just think it's like natural. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
My thing was like his old best friend died, so he had to get a new one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. With Rick, yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, kind of replacing Rick in a way.
Yeah.
With the
I kind of
dog.
want to
Yeah.
hear what he like names the dog because he's always like, "Come here, dog."
That's true. Yeah, I don't think we have heard a name. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like we'll hear a name and then like a few minutes later it'll probably die.
Yeah,
So,
probably. He'll start getting his screen time, and then
yep.
we'll get Jesus.
Exactly. Every Walking Dead character, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh,
Other than Tara, man, they keep giving her screen time, and they just never kill her.
that's true. Yeah, I thought that she was gonna die for like seasons now.
I know. Like, why is she
Honestly,
still here? She does nothing.
seriously. Well, I think now she's gonna kind of become leader of the Hilltop, right? Because now with Maggie out of there, you need someone to fill that.
I'd rather have Enid become the leader of the Hilltop than Tara.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, but I mean, you know, in fairness, they're finally giving her a part to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've never been a huge fan of Tara's. Ever since like even the governor, like
Yeah. She's
yeah,
just kind of always been like there.
yeah, honestly. All right, so that just about wraps it up. I do have a question though to end off here. You know, kind of we'll do a question and episode, so it doesn't really have to do with any of the stuff we talked about. But so here, this is kind of a theory little thing here. So if you could bring back one character who is currently dead, who would it be and why?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's you probably pick more than one.
Yeah. I feel like
If
the
you can't
obvious
decide.
answer is like Glenn or Abraham.
Mm.
I almost want to say like Tyrese.
Oh,
I thought he added like a lot of humor and like good content to the show, and I don't really like how he died. And I feel like he would be a big help against like Ryan Hurst as Beta. So yeah,
oof,
I think I might have to
true.
go for Tyrese.
True. Yeah, I think what you said, Glenn and Abraham. But I really would have loved to see Shane and Negan.
Why didn't I pick Shane? I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got to spur it on the question, I guess. But yeah, I mean, like, think of Shane and Negan. Like,
that would be cool.
that would have been
Also,
insane.
do you think he would side with Negan though? Do you think he'd try to fight Negan?
Wow, that's I don't know. Yeah, that's tough. Cause Shane was kind of going kind of crazy at the end of season
Yeah,
2. Yeah, maybe he may have been kind of on that path
yeah,
to Negan. I don't know if he's quite like psychopathic like he is, but
yeah,
yeah, no, that's a good point too. Actually, would he even fight back? I think he would definitely. He definitely wouldn't have been as passive as Rick.
yeah.
Like that, yeah. But anyways, I just love to see him back. But again, you can't really have Rick and Shane, and I love the whole thing. Like a lot, I think season 2 is really underrated, to be honest.
Oh, very underrated. Yeah.
I like one of my favorite seasons, I have to say. I mean, I
Hmm.
love Shane. I love that whole storyline. And the way he went out was great. But yeah, no, I would love to see him back. And Dale. I actually really like Dale from season 2 as well.
Yeah, Dale was awesome.
Such a sad death too.
Or I actually I would have loved to see Beth last a little longer.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. And they were like really grooming her up to be,
Yeah,
a big character, and then yeah, and she dies.
and like
But
someone in the writers' room decided that they just hated Maggie and killed her entire family.
yeah, Herschel and back at the farm,
Yeah,
well them, and now Beth. Yeah,
yeah, Beth,
jeez,
and then Glenn
and
was soon
Glenn.
after her.
Yeah, yeah, that's rough. And well,
Yeah,
now she has a kid, at
yeah,
least, so something. But yeah, I mean that's really interesting stuff to kind of think about, and characters bringing them back and stuff. But anyways, I think we're almost at an hour on the
oh wow,
episode, so yeah, I think we'll just about end it there. Overall, I think we're both pretty excited for the rest of season 9,
definitely.
and especially for the universe stuff and seeing what could happen in the future too. So anyways, thank you, Shane, for coming on.
Yeah, no problem,
and talking The Walking Dead, and hopefully, we'll talk more about the show and yeah. So, anyways, hopefully, every week we'll I'll do an episode of Walker Talk and talk about The Walking Dead. And like I said, in the off season, it's a little bit. There's a little bit of news, but not as much. So it'll probably just be kind of like this. But anyways, again, thanks Shane for coming along. And Twitter is right, Shane St. Laurent 1, right?
Yep.
And also YouTube channel doing reviews.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of TV reviews, right? Some movies.
Oh yeah, movies.
Some
it's just
movies
a slow time of the year for movies, so it's more TV series
true.
right now.
That's true. Yeah. So I wish I watched Elseworlds, by the way, so we could talk about that. But
Oh, it's so good.
I haven't seen that yet, so hopefully we can talk about that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the episode, and we'll see you next week for next episode. So thanks, guys. See you later.